Yes, so I want to go over now, what does the admissions process look like? What do you have to include in your applications to be able to be considered for this program? So when you're applying to the UNLV grad school, your application is going to be reviewed a few times. So it'll first get reviewed by the admissions team. What they want to see is that you have a bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited institution or an international equivalent. For your bachelor's degree, they want to see that you have at least a 2.75 overall GPA. If you fall below the 2.75 for your bachelor's degree, we will look at the last 60 credits that you've completed, and we want to see that you have earned at least a 3.0 for those last 60 credits. Now, when you apply to UNLV, we do need to see copies of your transcripts from each post-secondary institution that you attended. We need to see the transcript showing all of your degrees, your coursework, the dates everything was awarded. And again, it has to be from each post-secondary institution you attended. Even if you had coursework transferred into a different institution, we need to see everything. It just lets us know what was your academic record and give you the best GPA that we can when we're evaluating your record. Now, again, we only require unofficial copies. So when you're in your application, you can just upload a copy of your transcripts right to your application. We only require the official transcripts if you're accepted into your program. Now, if you completed any coursework or degrees outside of the US, we will actually conduct the in-house evaluation within our office. So you do not have to go out and go to a third-party agency like World Education Services or SpanTrans, so that's no longer required. If you do still want to go to them to go get your transcripts evaluated, that's fine. You can still upload that to your application, but just know that it's not required. You would just have to upload, again, a copy of those transcripts, or they might be called mark sheets in your country. Give us a copy of the original language and an English translation if it's not already in English. And I always suggest giving us also a copy of the institutional grading scale, just so we can make the best conversion. And again, that's only for if you've completed coursework or a degree outside of the US. Now, keep in mind, depending on what program you are going for, will determine what kind of departmental requirements are needed with your application. So for example, if you're looking at the elementary track, you would need 2 letters of recommendation, and you would also need that statement of intent. So what I highly recommend is, as Lauren mentioned, know what your deadline is for your program. One is coming up very soon in March, the other one in April. So know what program you want to go for, what is the deadline for your program, and then look at the program page for that specific program to know what are those additional departmental requirements you need to submit along with your application. That way you have everything ready to go. If you have to write a statement of intent, if you have to get those letters of recommendation, you want to give yourself plenty of time to get all of these things together and make it the best application you can.